RENO Omokri has set a $10,000 challenge for anybody that will tell him when Peter Obi was governor, which school did he build from scratch to finish? Which school? That challenge is for Obidients. But now nobody has broken that challenge. Let's get a reaction.
Okay, I think currently now, as it stands now, RENO Omokri na where belle face, na in the face. He's in dilemma with himself, you know. And from my findings so far, I don't want to talk about the 8 years governance of P2B in Anambra State, you know, because he doesn't understand that necessity is the mother of invention, you know. Everything that P2B does according to his plan of governance is based on preferences, you know. He looked at it because RENO Omokri does not know that most schools that are being owned in Anambra State are being owned by the missionaries, the Catholic. Most schools are built by the Catholics there. You understand? Until government came with certain policy, of course, which P2B intervened, and some of those schools were finally rehabilitated and returned. Not to talk about that now. Look at Ibariam University. You know, you go and look at how many departments P2B built in that university. Talking about enhancing education in university. So when I work in village, let me just come to that level. Now on P2B's good governance and leadership, that was why RENO Omokri has never been taken to be very relevant. He has never been relevant ever since Jonathan left power. Jonathan even managed to appoint him an aide to Jonathan, just an ordinary aide. But intimately, he does not know the intimacy of the workings of government at any point in time. Talking about how many schools it will be. Of course, Anambra, as my last count, is the best performing state in terms of education, and they got that legacy under Obi, you know, because Obi pushed, transform, rehabilitate more schools in that place. I'm not talking about the ones he built to. Obi contributed immensely to the development of education in Anambra State, given that most schools there are being owned by Catholics.
Evidence of any schools built from scratch to finish?
That's what I'm telling you. That RENO Omokri does not understand what is called governance. Okay, look at now. You know, they can say it's representation of priority. You know, what was the priority of education as at when P2B became government as at that time? That's the most important thing. As competent and potent P2B was as at that time, he took things as they come. He prioritized his agenda, you know. And looking at what he has done, we cannot say that P2B did not build a school in Rivers State. How do you build a school? No, let me come. In Anambra State, how do you build a school? How do you build a school? He thought that building a school is just by a structure. That is how myopic and unknowledgeable his lack of appointment into the government has brought him to. Like what you're showing me to always say, you know, now stockmark infrastructure, now in the world run now Omokri. Unfortunately, Tinubu does not even recognize him. He lied that he's the one that recommended P2B to Atiku. That is a global lie. You know, I know a lot of people have come out to say that, of course, it's like this guy is making money from all these unnecessary facts that he claimed, you know, without reality. You know, Atiku, the only person that brought P2B to limelight was the former president of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan. When Atiku was looking for a possible running mate, he consulted Goodluck Jonathan, and that was how Goodluck Jonathan, because of the legacies of P2B in the then Anambra State as governor. That was why no, he should not trace it of this thing. Nobody, EFCC has not given it to even question Obi of all he done he did in Anambra State till date. You know, that was why Goodluck Jonathan be commended. But no, today, because he was an heir to Jonathan, he's claiming glory. That is the one that brought P2B. That tells you the kind of personality that is dying in somebody like RENO Omokri. Thank God, glory to over 80 million Obidients all over the world. You know, both Nigerians and non-Nigerians are identifying with Obi on daily basis. Even the APC governors have never for one day said that Obi is not a competent person, that Obi did not leave legacy. They even was trying to tell Tinubu, you know, to consult Obi on economic policies. A lot of governors said it. Not to talk of the one the Senate president said, who is RENO Omokri, you know, that's only looking for followers. That's what he does. You know, he's only looking for followers online, those who will like and comment. That's his business now. He has no concrete means of income. He has no concrete things he's doing. How many companies can be credited to RENO Omokri after how many years he served as an aide to Goodluck Jonathan? But Obi have blueprint companies all over there with over 2 million workers on his payroll. What did RENO Omokri have? The same people are the people who engineered the crisis of zoning in PDP, targeting Obi because of his growing influence. Nobody can stand Obi. Is it in terms of statistics, analysis, governance, leadership, policies, economic development, name them infrastructural economic development, name them all over. Obi has shown that he's a master. He single-handedly left PDP when the likes of RENO Omokri, likes of Wike, likes of Otto, who go with them, decided to manipulate justice. And that's why PDP is dying today. Thank God, Obi's competence speak for him. He was able to leave PDP and step into an insignificant party. Today, many people that Obi doesn't even know had leveraged on Obi's influence and became senators, became became governors, became House of Representatives, even at the state level. So what is RENO Omokri? People did not even give you appointment. This RENO Omokri, I say, that's what I'm saying. Talking about education, is it does by building structures? I think RENO Omokri need to be taken to Ibosere, or be taken to Omobosho, or be taken to Igondo. You know, if you don't know where Igondo is, let him come to Lagos. I will direct him where Igondo is, so that they will put him on a stretcher and look at maybe the stomach infrastructure is affecting him. No, he can be cured. So let him forget about this rat race in the internet. That's where what he specializes now. Comment and follow. Unfortunately, he has lost relevance, and that is why I decided to represent all the Obidients all over the world today to tell RENO Omokri that your time, like Fani Kayode, is up. These are people who lack direction, who has no ideology. Today, Obi stood his ground. This is where we are. You hear here that APC even asked Tinubu to extend consultation. Look at RENO. I think the likes of them, I'm not looking at them, Daniel Bwala, they are jealous of the rising of Peter Obi.
He said the Wike would have been a better candidate.
Wike can never be a better candidate because Wike fought justice. Wike fought against decency. Wike fought against fair play. Wike fought against natural justice. But when you go against natural justice, the forces of the world, the forces of the realm will go against you. And that's what happened. And all of a sudden, Aminu Tambua emerged from the blues and knocked him out. It's unfortunate. You can see the protests going all over in Asurok now, asking that they don't want to see Wike near any neck meeting. And they think it's ordinary. The people are not watching. Look at what he did in River State against Obi. He worked against his own party. And you think all will be well. The PDP has suddenly lost relevance. That PDP has suddenly lost sense of reasoning. But PDP has lost the ideology of its founding fathers. That PDP as a whole, that Wike is now bigger than PDP. That is not acceptable. Those who destroy PDP as it stands now are people like Wike. And that's why you are going to see that at the end of the day, he's going to lose the political structure, if at all he still have. Even if he becomes whatever, he say he has, he takes over the structure of of PDP as it stands now. That will finally make people to leave the PDP in growth. For example, look at what Ugochinyere said, that why should they allow somebody like a betrayal, a serial betrayal, to even be in PDP next meeting? And that was, the PDP actually take note of that. So we are going to see how things begin to unveil. But I am here to address RENO Omokri. Obi is more exposed globally than you. Up to now, after the 2023 presidential election, Obi has been moving from one place and another, giving out speeches, attending to forums, making relevant speeches all over the world, speaking to different people, even in the north. He has continued to build on that momentum. It's not Nigeria that brought Obi. It's Nigerian political party that brought Obi. Nigerians felt that among all the three, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar, he is the best. The youth wanted change, but unfortunately, Nigeria play a kind of money politics, and Obi made it very clearly, I'm not giving anybody sissy. But still, he won that election.
I declared Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
That's what I'm telling you now. You brought Yakubu Mahmoud, and Nigeria not mourning. Nigerians are still mourning the loss of that election till today.
If you agree that RENO Omokri wants to market P2B throughout the current 7th presidential election, do you agree with that?
Market the Towa, Aka aggregate the Towa. That's the truth. You cannot operate darkness. I see light. Now, people will make it very clear. But the concept of from consumption to production, is it an economic idea that is good or not? It's a political theory. Who is studying in political school? But you can see that ideology of from consumption to production. The issue of floating of the naira, the issue of subsidy was all put to this concept of campaign as at that time. But unfortunately, it was hijacked, borrowed, and let me put it that way. But look at how they are struggling. Now, RENO Omokri said, dollar is coming down, this and that is coming down. Make we declare for this thing. It can only tell those who are in Bayelsa, where he come from, that have no electricity, that they don't even talk less of having radio. I know when Bayelsa, a community in Bayelsa, produced their first graduate, Igbos have had more than 1 million graduates before you talk of one graduate from Bayelsa. In that Bayelsa state, the economic life in Bayelsa state are being propelled by the activities of economic activities of non-indigenous in those areas. So it has become a reality now that RENO Omokri is just interested in what is going to enter his hand, like what Fani Kayode is doing. They are neither here or there, and I think that Tinubu's government have begun to understand who really RENO Omokri is. He is nothing but an internet rat. He is an internet rat. He is nothing. What is the yardstick of measuring RENO Omokri and P2B? Go ask anybody. Is it in terms of education? Is it in terms of exposure? Is it in terms of employment? Is it in terms of financial experience? Is it in terms of management, leadership? In what area will you compare ordinary working student who is just an aide, who does not understand the intimacy of governance, who does not know that to build education is not only about structure. Education is all about structure. You want to count how many structures before you know that Obi transformed, that under Obi's word, the education, the Anambarians, scholars, students started breaking records. Under Obi, it started from Obi. You check the record. under Obi. Do you know what Obi did? So it's unfortunate that we have the likes of these people, you know, somebody like RENO Omokri, you know, coming to disturb, you know, with his ranting about the personality and the quality of Obi. Obi is 200 million ahead of every politician in Nigeria, and time has proved that. The same people that didn't give him a chance during 2023 presidential election. He defeated the so-called Jagaban in Lagos State. He defeated Jagaban in Abuja. The same Obi, you know. So in preparation of what is going to come in 2027, the Obidients, over 80 million loyalists all over the world. Talk less of somebody that is appeal every morning. We wake up is we have the face, follow me, like me. He's begging people to like him. That's unfortunate. Obi has people who can dash him more than $200 million. Yes, Obi has it. No, please, Reno. He's not ashamed of what is $10,000. AY can dash him that. AY can dash him more than that. A lot of millions of people, celebrities, footballers all over the world, what goes in diaspora, can dash him $10,000. Or he can ask Tinubu to help him if he has become broke. That's the way to go. It's not much to Obi. By 2027, the Obidian popularity is spreading. Obidian family is spreading all over the world. There's no former president candidate they are inviting more than Obi. In every forum all over the world. Just 2 weeks ago, Mr. Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate, was in New York, was in America, sorry, to talk about government policies and issues related to governance. That's Peter Obi. He was also somewhere in Harvard recently, all over the world. People are inviting him to come and speak. And he does not go there to tell people a miracle. A vote to me. A vote to me. Apollo eye, not be open eye.
Okay, thank you very much. God bless you.